everyone, and welcome back to another PvP video. Today I had a craving for some core Elementalist PvP, so I'm going to be doing a video on the classic Dagger Elementalist. I was mostly inspired because some reason on YouTube I'm getting recommended a bunch of Guild Wars 2 videos from 6-7 years ago about Dagger Elementalist, and I just got inspired. So let's jump right in. First and foremost, let me explain my specialization choices. I'm taking air, middle, bottom, middle, earth, top, bottom, middle, and arcane, middle, middle, top. And for my weapons, runes, and amulets, I'm of course taking dagger, rune of Melandru, and the avatar amulet. I'm taking the avatar amulet mostly for the extra healing power and vitality. I know if I was going completely core, I would probably take something along the lines of Celestial. However, I'm using what I have. To wrap up my build explanation, I'm taking Signet of Restoration, Water, and Earth. Earth for more defense. I'm also taking Arcane Shield for extra defense. And then Glyph of Elementals for a little companion, which I'm actually really bad at doing. Now this clip in particular isn't meant to be greatness. It is just showing my interrupts. So there you can see I used my Shocking Aura, he hit it, was interrupted, and then I used the activation skill to further interrupt him. Trust me, I know that this game in particular, we kind of all just grouped up and zerged them. And not saying that it isn't smart, that is how you win most games, is teamwork. But that was just more for crowd control in a sense. Here is simply working on with teamwork and in somewhat of a team fight. Here I use the terrain to my advantage. I go behind, activate some of my signets. Because I'm also taking the Earth Grandmaster trait, I believe it's entitled Written in Stone, which allows your signet passives to continue lingering after you activate them. So with this build, I'm not afraid to use my signets at all. In fact, I use them quite often. Here, it's just trying to get this guardian down. We killed the thief earlier. I believed I immobilized her at one point. Now for this portion, we are in Eternal Coliseum, and this clip is of my focus ability, how quickly I can focus down a player, and in this case it was a Reaper. She was knocked back by a Hollowsmith's Prime Light Beam, which was helpful, and I just keep wailing on her until she ends up going down. Sadly, I don't realize that we have other allies who are already dead. I kind of tunnel visioned her without thinking of my overall team composition. Here I try to save myself by switching into lightning and then using Ride the Lightning to get out, which typically works. However, I succumb to the conditions. Here is another clip which is just for fun. This guardian ended up getting knocked back, and then I used my Air 5 updraft to knock him back once again, and I just went ham on the fire. Again, I used my Arcane Shield to secure the stomp. I don't know if that is the best thing to do. Oh, and then here, it's just a launch fest. We're just knocking up all of the enemy players, and it's pretty good. I don't know if arcane shielding is the best. Here I chill them just to make sure that they're slowed, and we end up securing the kill. Here we have a ranger. This is more just a one-on-one, or not one-on-one, it's like a 3v1 scenario. But I thought I'd keep it in because another CC comes in. I end up knocking them down with my Earth 4, Earthquake, I believe it's called. And we end up doing that one. Next up, it is the same ranger. She did get the knockback on her longbow. I used my arcane shield because I didn't want her to stack tons of vulnerability on me. And then I lead in with a turning earth. She still stands in it, gets caught. I connect with a ring of earth, which adds additional bleeding, which overall isn't doing a lot for her. Here, I come so close to dying, so I immediately switch into water to use my frost aura to reduce possible damage. I trigger that to get some healing, use cleansing wave, and get myself back up. Water and earth are the most defensive attunements to go into if needed. This one is a bit of a long one. I'm not sure what I really want to pinpoint and show you here. However, it is a very tricky mesmer to deal with, and this Mesmer was pushing out quite a decent number of conditions. And with this build in particular, I'm worried about conditions because I don't have too much Condi clear other than Cleansing Wave. If you find yourself having a rough time with especially Necromancers or Mesmers, I would say take Cleansing Fire. Cleansing Fire is pretty great. It's a standard for PvP for Elementalists. This is just another one of those, I guess you could call it a filler fight, but here I'm fighting a Guardian. Once again, that churning earth does so much damage. Now with this build, I was going for more damage, but also some defense, which is one reason why I'm taking Rune of Melantru and then Signet of Earth, just to keep myself in fights. I'm fairly surprised at the damage, I'm just gonna say. I wasn't expecting to be able to burst people down in 1 second flat, and this build doesn't do that. There are some builds that will completely destroy enemy players. However, it does a decent amount of damage. It's a level of damage where I feel comfortable running and I don't feel like I'm just hitting like a wet noodle, especially when I hit those turning earths and then lead with a ring of earth and get those bleeding stacks. Here, just some more crits. It's wonderful. One aspect of the skills that I have, Signet of Water, I want to touch on. That is mostly for AoE heals and an extra smaller heal. And also for chills. I would also like to mention something that I was doing wrong, is I wasn't using my elite skill as often as I should have. The Glyph of Elements is pretty decent. I'm not a fan of Greatsword and I'm not a fan of Tornado, so I just run with that passively, mostly for the Elemental. And it has a 60-second duration and I just never used it. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below on your thoughts on this build. Subscribe for more Guild Wars 2 content. I know this was a little bit more of a short video, but I wanted to just throw back to the classics. And I'm really excited for Tuesday with some new 2v2 maps. Or not maps, I think it's just one. And then we have, I think, a conquest? I don't know, it's from this stream. Anyway, everyone, bye-bye. Mwah. Down below, I have links to all things Guild Wars 2 for free-to-play players and expansion players alike. So if you or a loved one are interested in playing Guild Wars 2, check the links down below and begin your adventure in Tyria today. See you in game!